Good morning, beautiful.
Guess what today is?
Flowers for me.
Are the flowers blooming?
Flowers blooming.
Flowers are blooming, the sun's shining.
A vase of freshly cut flowers.
Who sent me flowers?
You must love flowers.
Can you guess what it is?
It's National Flower Day.
Did you know?
I love flowers.
I love flowers.
Bring me flowers.
It's showtime.
Yes, it is showtime on what apparently National Flower Day. Maybe it's the first weekend of spring, I suppose. As I look at the calendar, yeah, that's right. It's the first full weekend of spring.
Everybody clap your hands.
Come on now.
Come on, y'all.
Not feeling like it, I will say. Believe it or not, downtown right now in Armory Square from the world headquarters, a little bit of light snow to greet us here. Not a lot. It's nothing that's going to stick. But that's the gist. That's where we are. It is 32 degrees. We'll top out today in the mid-40s. 50 or so tomorrow. 43 on Sunday. And then relatively cooler, I should say. Throughout next week, it'll be in the 40s and 50s. So yesterday was a pretty nice day. And that's the last of those for a little bit. But it is that the transitional time of the year. Welcome. And thanks for joining us here aboard the Friday morning heading into the weekend party barge. Solo this morning, Lisa on the mend. Hopefully feeling better by Monday. Sometimes rest is what you need. It's like sometimes if the computer's not working, you just you try a bunch of things, unplug it, then plug it back in. Sometimes that's all you need to get it back working again. But that's all right. Indeed, a little bit of the schmutz from the stream chat. And welcome to those getting their notifications, by the way, that we are indeed streaming. The cameras are on here and the mics are on at the world headquarters here in Armory Square as we get set for a very busy Friday morning show. A lot of ground to cover here this morning, as per usual. And we'll do some Friday morning celebrating for 7 o'clock shots and shout outs. We'll still do Question Impossible and do our best to locate Central New York's smartest person alive. And the benefit, the beauty of getting that right on a Friday is then you get to brag about it all stinking weekend long. And aside from that, let me see here. We had a schedule change from yesterday. Brandon Steiner wasn't able to join us, travel issue, but we'll do that segment today. So if you sent some sports memorabilia along to have Brandon talk about, A, I'll try to scroll back through text here and get it. Or B, if you can send it again, that would help out a lot. I will say they're in this morning already for Brandon to talk about something that I would guess to be worth in the thousands. That would be my guess. But we'll show that stuff to Brandon Steiner. But that's coming up here this morning at 8:30. This from email. It's Gomez & Co. TK99@gmail.com. From Steve. Steven just wants to know how would I go about having Mr. Steiner appraise a couple things. Simple. As mentioned, we're doing it this morning. Brandon is free to give out his email address. He does it every week when he's on. It's brandonsteiner1981@gmail.com. Now we'll get back to Stephen with that. But yeah, if you take a picture of the item, text it or email it rather to Brandon. He's really good about getting it back to you as soon as possible. So that segment is coming up again a little bit later on here in the show. Our Cup of Joe with Joe Convertino Jr. from CH Insurance. He'll be along this morning on the Celebrity Hotline at 8:10-ish. Right about there, we've got plenty of Friday morning science. And, we haven't dipped into the Florida Man folder in a while. So a couple of Florida stories to get to. One involving spring break. That is somewhat disturbing, but nonetheless, we'll get that in here on what's shaping up to be a busy weekend. As mentioned, it's the first full weekend of spring, and that means this weekend it's the Cavalcade of Cars presented by McGuire Auto. Yesterday, Badger stopped by for a visit as he's kind of running the show at the fairgrounds this weekend from the Galaxy Events side of the building. Center of Progress building, the place to be tomorrow and Sunday. 2 full days of the premier indoor car show featuring 120 vehicles, including the classics, which you'd expect, but as Badger was mentioning yesterday, it's different than the Nationals, which comes up later on this summer. The Cavalcade of Cars, there's a couple of Lamborghinis that are going to be there, a McLaren, lifted trucks, custom cars. The kids 12 and under, by the way, get in free courtesy of IBEW Local 1249. But there's a category kids get to vote on their favorite cars, so expect some wild results from that polling. And then, again, the live music both days. Over 25 awards will be given out on Sunday afternoon at the New York State Fairgrounds. Yes, count them, 25.
It's a major award.
From like Best in Show to a bunch of other categories. I'll be handling that part of the Cavalcade of Cars weekend, so I'll be out there on Sunday. Nonetheless, you can go online. And again, with the weather, it's going to be great this weekend, so come on inside and join us at the fairgrounds. Go to cavalcadeofcarscny.com for information and the tickets, etc. And then aside from that, I think that is a good, solid start to the festivities this morning. It is 6:16. Again, Lisa, a case of the schmutz. Resting up, hopefully feeling better on Monday. Straight ahead, that we'll cipher a couple of the local news headlines and then some March Madness to get to, some exciting basketball action from yesterday. We'll get it all in coming up next.
You're listening to Go.
Alrighty. Indeed. Good morning, everybody. I shall be right back here. Okay, hang on a minute here. Why is that way up there and that way over here? Hang on 1 second. All right, I'll do it the old-fashioned way. There it is. There it is. There it is. Alrighty, I will be right back here. It's always a little more hectic. Doing the old school solo. Keeps you on your toes, though. So I'll be right back here, everybody. Ready there? Now I'll be right back. What's everybody doing this weekend? Just lining up a couple of things here. Again, solo today. Always takes a little more minutes to set things up. 9 at TK 105 at 6:30, right on the stinking button. That is Tom Petty there. It's Gomez and Company here. Welcome. 32 degrees downtown, and believe it or not, a little bit of light snow in parts of central New York. That'll be kind of the story of the day, and actually be cooler here over the next week to 10 days. We got spoiled there with a couple of 70-degree days, and actually yesterday, not bad at all. But that's kind of the story tonight, and down to the 30s, and then tomorrow around 50. But nonetheless, off and running we go. Text line here is 605-8874. And so yeah, we're running solo today. Lisa on the mend. A little case of the schmutz. Hopefully, I'm feeling better by Monday. But if you want to join in there, you can also go to qsportstalk.com. It's the show within the show, and often in the links we'll put pictures, links to videos, etc. One of the things that I can show you here during the break coming up is one of the very cool items that showed up that we can talk to Brandon Steiner about with What's It Worth in Collectible Exchange. That is coming up at 8:30 this morning. If you have some items, you didn't miss it yesterday because there was a travel issue, so we're doing that segment today. Aside from that, today also the last chance this week to score some tickets to catch Def Leppard and Bret Michaels as the 80s rock and roll legends will be at SPAC rocking the stage on July 22nd. The tickets go on sale today at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com, but we've been giving away free tickets all week long, so listen for a chance to win those. Can't promise you when. I know I haven't done it yet. It's early on a Friday morning. Might be Bender that gets it done. But nonetheless, the tickets go on sale officially at 10 o'clock at Ticketmaster. Lisa off today again, hopefully feeling better by Monday. One local headline that just kind of grabbed some attention, and it had to do with that inmate, and it happened last month in February. But you remember the story. It was the inmate who stabbed the Onondaga County jail deputy, and he had a knife on him. And the question has been, how did he get a knife? How did a guy in jail sneak in a knife? This is Sheriff Toby Shelley. It says in his quote, in his press conference, it appears he did not know he was getting arrested October 4th. Tillman didn't know that. So the way it appears is he is walking the streets with this concealed. So he had the knife concealed on his person. And Sheriff Shelley went on to explain every time an inmate is subject to a body scan, similar to an X-ray upon arrival at the jail, they wear the clothes they were arrested in, but the scan detects metal. In Jeffrey Tillman's case, the knife concealed, here's the part that kind of stands out, inside of him, aligned with his metal zipper. Therefore, the scan taken head-on did not see the knife. The way he had it concealed in his body cavity, it was not even able to see in a strip search. A side view picture would have most likely shown us the knife. So obviously they'll change policy on that. But basically, he had the knife. He was walking around with a knife in his butt, and that's how it went undetected. And like he said, he didn't know he was getting arrested, so it wasn't like he snuck it in there. He was walking around that way. So, man, oh, man, it just gets more bizarre. But that is one local headline that kind of jumped out from yesterday. But dang, that's some police work right there. Nonetheless, that is one of the local headlines making the news. Sports, first up, we'll start with the SU lacrosse. Men's and women's in action this weekend. Tomorrow, the SU men taking on Colgate at noon. That's the face-off time. Means our game day coverage tomorrow will start at 1:30 here or 11:30 rather, on the flagship station for SU lacrosse. Last night on the coaches show, every Thursday at 7, head coaches Gary Gate and Kayla Trainer take questions and talk lacrosse. Here is Gary Gate. Final thoughts on the win the other night against Manhattan.
I was actually really, after the first quarter, really happy with the way we played. I thought the defense played great. They were causing turnovers. The only thing we gave up, a rebound goal in that first quarter that, everybody's looking for the ball. It went right into their stick. They put it in, one of them with the goal. It was tough. And then we got really good opportunities to score in the first quarter. We had the goalie had 8 saves. The only thing we didn't do well was shoot. And I think 10 days off. Sometimes you're not used to the intensity of a game, and you get relaxed and you just kind of throw at the net and expect it to go in.
It's Coach Gary Gate live at Shaughnessy's every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. He and Kayla Trainer from the SU women's team, both there. And you can call, obviously, and talk to both coaches. And I know, Velcro, you were, as we say, running the board last night.
Yeah, that was an adventure, running the board, actually.
It takes a while getting used to.
But, it sounded like there was a good crowd out there. And, it sounds like they were having some fun with it. So
enjoy that. And did you have any issues from this end?
This is going to be technical. Because the board wasn't in program, I heard everything about 10 seconds after it was happening.
That's how you learn. That's how you learn things.
That's why it was an adventure last night.
Yes. But now you know, right? It's the only way to know is
you don't
know what you don't know.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, next up again for the SU men, Colgate. The SU women in action Sunday at noon at home at the JMA Wireless Dome as Coach Kayla Trainer and the team gets ready to take on Notre Dame on Sunday. Now to March Madness. An exciting day one. 16 games in the books from yesterday. Always upsets if you filled out brackets. One of them, let me see here. It was Drake taking on number 11, or number 6 rather. It was an 11-6 game. 11 Drake against number 6 Missouri.
And that Mascari at midcourt goes to Sturts.
One of the sleepers we picked on day one when the brackets came out. Drake ending Missouri's season. It was 67-57. And a lot of people did have that when you watch the ESPN bracket shows. A lot of people had that upset. And, an 11-6. Yeah, it's an upset clearly because of the seedings, but nonetheless, Drake advances. The biggest upset yesterday would have been McNeese and Clemson, a 12-5 game.
Rebound, a scramble. Hunter has it at the buzzer. It's good, but Cowboy up. McNeese has its first ever NCAA tournament victory.
Bracket Buster. Kadir Copeland, the former SU player, 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. As McNeese advances, next up for McNeese is Purdue. Will Wade, the head coach of McNeese, now has to wait to take over the helm at NC State, but I'm sure he doesn't care. They are still dancing. But the big winner from that game yesterday, Amir Khan. Amir Khan. Who is Amir Khan? He's the student manager who had an ESPN special about him already.
Before a regular season game in late February, Amir happened to know the song.
I was like, hey, man, this is one of my favorite songs.
In and Out by Lud Foe.
Some of the players saw that. They're like, oh, you know the song? They're like, no way you know the song. I was like, bet, let me do it. I kind of joked around with some people saying, yeah, I'll get some NIL from this. Obviously, never expected it to actually, become a thing.
Oh, it's a thing. Soon after the video racked up millions of views, brands came calling. Insomnia Cookies, Tick Pick, Buffalo Wild Wings. Yes. In fact, Amir Khan, whose nickname is appropriately Aura, has become the first ever student manager to attract his own NIL deal.
I never, as a manager, expected any attention at all, definitely not this much.
No. But the student manager for McNeese, Amir Khan, the first student manager to ever get an NIL deal. Okay. If you watch that, obviously, until this time of year, people aren't like all season long paying attention to McNeese here in the East or in Louisiana. But he comes out with a big boombox around his neck and he leads the team in. So that's what he was talking about when the team kind of caught on that he was rapping along to some of the songs. But so good for him. One of the big winners from yesterday. Another game, Michigan hanging on against UC San Diego.
Right now, it is effectively turned into a road game for Michigan. The whole building is against them.
A big tray for Trey. And he says, quiet down, everybody. Momentarily, the try.
Quiet down, everybody. They beat UC San Diego 68-65. Other games of note, Creighton knocked Louisville out of the tournament, 89-75. And St. John's won. No surprise there, is the number 2 seed against Omaha. Bunch of games today, obviously day 2 of the NCAA tournament. From the NHL, it was the Washington Capitals and the Philadelphia Flyers.
And across to Van Riemsdyk. Chipped by Ovechkin low here to Dubois. And Van Riemsdyk gets the shot through a rebound. He scores! Alex Ovechkin on the rebound. Airship went down. It's 8:88 for the Great Eight. 6 to tie. 7 to set the all-time record.
Courtesy of the Washington Capitals Radio Network. But, yes, 888 for number 8. See, if he was retiring today, that would be a legendary way to go out. But clearly he's got more work ahead. But it's March 21st. How many more games in a regular season for the Capitals, Velcro?
I think they got about 15. And here's the best part is they clinched playoff spot last night. First team to clinch. They are the first team in 45 years to be the last team to clinch, and then the very next year
Everybody
the first team.
Yes. There's always a first.
So,
come on now.
We don't have to worry about that anymore. So now it's just Ovi can just shoot the puck every time he wants.
That's it. Just get it done. And the trajectory, see, 15 is, I mean, he sometimes will score in bunches and get more than, get a twofer.
Him being him, I mean, he could have this wrapped up. He could have 3 straight hat tricks. We've seen it happen with Ovi. He could have this wrapped up in 3 games. He could have it wrapped up in 10 games. He's going to do it, though.
He's getting close.
He's a goal per game kind of guy.
Major League Baseball news, and this is something that will run by Brandon Steiner next hour, that Paul Skeens card that kid opened up in L.A. last fall, sold at auction for $1.1 million. So good for him. Also, the Boston Celtics have been sold to a holdings company run by Bill Chisel, a Massachusetts guy, for $6.1 billion. Not a bad payday for somebody out there. And then last but not least, local hockey tomorrow night, the Syracuse Crunch in action at home. It is retro night. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Wally was in earlier this week talking about it. They don't even know what the jerseys are just yet for retro night, but that game is tomorrow night. So if you want to have some fun, come on down to the War Memorial for some Crunch hockey tomorrow. And that's a quick check of what's happening here in sports. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Brian and I had a better idea for the Celtics sale, which is because it's like like symphonies in the name.
Yeah.
And so I was like, is this the Boston Symphony Orchestra? And because think about it, you could have the whole orchestra at the game. Anytime a 3 is hit, Jason Tatum, they like play something. It'd be way better. Way better. So I think we need orchestras to buy all the teams. But, yeah, how about that manager?
Yeah.
Good for him. Honestly, yeah. He's
having a blast.
He's being interviewed by the announcers, I think the day before the game yesterday. The one I have gotten 3 picks wrong so far in my bracket. VCU was one wrong pick. I had Kansas. I forget the other one, but I had McNeese, and I think I have them going to the Sweet 16. To be honest with you, Will Wade, I believe in. It's their last go with this team, unless they all go to NC State with him, which are probably going to, or at least some of them. And you got a manager leading them out with a boombox. Come on,
that's Sweet 16. That's March Madness right there.
That's you're winning a couple games, is what that is. I'm mad I had BYU. I didn't have BYU because did you see what their star player?
No.
What he's famous for? His great-grandfather, and this for me would have made them champions if I knew this beforehand. Their star player, Richie Saunders' great-grandfather, invented the tater tot.
That's fantastic news.
If I would have known, never would have picked VCU. Never. But yeah, so we got the tater tot, great-grandson in the tournament. You got a manager who's leading the way. Gomez, if you want, it's plus 2,500 odds for Conor McGregor to become the next president of Ireland.
All right.
Which he has announced he is running.
Why not? This is the new world we live in.
So, if anyone wants to throw a bet out there on...
If you're internet famous, that's more important than anything.
Well, as Amir Khan said, if rebounding numbers for managers were a stat, he'd be putting up Wilt numbers.
Yes.
Oh, I had Yale winning. That was my other wrong pick.
They put up a fight.
I thought
put up a fight.
Because last year they took out Auburn, and I was like, they've returned, I think, if not all the team, I know a good amount of the team, and I went, teams like that just do well. They only lost by 9 to Texas A&M. And
yeah, those are solid upset ones to pick.
Had Yale, Drake, Yale, Drake, McNeese. Those were my big upset. I don't really count Creighton as an upset because the ACC sucks and it's a 9 versus 8.
9 versus 8 aren't.
No, that's really not an upset to me.
Yeah, we missed. Speaking of Wilt, this was the other day. Shots and shout-outs. It was on that day that Wilt had that game with 53 points, 32 rebounds, 14 assists, 24 blocks, and 11 steals.
Gomez, is that good?
It's like fake. It's like, wow, that can't be real. Yep, that one's real.
His 100-point game went viral again recently because footage of like the 1930 Notre Dame team was released. And I was like, oh, we get this, but we don't have the 100-point game.
Okay, here it is. He also, in that same game, had 55 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken. It was in Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, of all places in the world. That's why whenever someone's like, why was there no footage? Because it was in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I don't know if they've still heard of the camera.
No, it's actually one more.
Charge. Offer valid on this stock number. Offer ends March 31st.
The Ferrone & Son family has 2 facilities in our community to better serve you in your time of need. Park Street in Syracuse and Taft Road in Liverpool. 2 great locations, 1 great name. Ferrone & Son Funeral Home.
Hi, this is Juliana with my Aunt Marie, cousin Vinny, and grandfather Anthony. Ferrone & Son Funeral Home is here for you, your family, and your friends and neighbors from all over Central New York.
Thanks, Juliana. We have invested in our community with 2 locations to better fit an individual and family's needs. Taft Road in Liverpool and Park Street in Syracuse to serve all Central New York families.
Great point, Mom. I work side by side every day with my family so that we're here when the community needs us. We create honoring and healing memories. Visit us today on Park Street or on Taft Road or anytime at FerroneandSonInc.com.
Gomez and Company on TK 99 and TK 105, Syracuse's classic rock.
6:48 here. The Friday morning festivities officially underway. 32 degrees. Believe it or not, a little bit of light snow in parts of central New York. There was a little bit of that falling here in Armory Square a little bit ago, but nothing big, nothing that's going to stick. 45 or so for a high today. 32 tonight. Have a breezy day, too, by the way. As you head out of the house, you'll note that. 50 tomorrow, mid-40s. On Sunday, and then kind of a cooler week than the week that we were spoiled with, temperature-wise, but it is the transitional time of the year. It is, after all, only the first full weekend of spring. Perfect weather, though, to head to the New York State Fairgrounds and join us for the Cavalcade of Cars. It's presented by McGuire Auto. That is tomorrow and Sunday in the Center Progress Building. Go to cavalcadeofcarscny.com for a full lineup and get your tickets ahead of time. And if you're looking for something for the kids to do this weekend, 12 and under free, courtesy of IBEW Local 1249. I'll be out there on Sunday handing out the major awards. Over 25 of them will be on hand, and good luck to all of the people who are entered.
It's a major award.
And then, again, that's all happening this weekend. Aside from that, the fun of, obviously, March Madness. Local March Madness, and talking about high school basketball tournaments. Good luck to the Marcellus boys team and the Liverpool girls team heading it this weekend to state tournaments. We wish them the best. But, and again, back to the college Sweet 16, or March Madness. Headed to the Sweet 16 next weekend, we'll know that. But one of the big, I say upsets, but it was a 12-5 game. McNeese beat Clemson. 69-67. In the past 10 years, 17 12s have beaten a 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it happened. I mean, it's an upset, but it's not like groundbreaking. In fact, I was looking through some of our old stuff here, and this is like a goofy song that we had played maybe 15 years ago, but it still applies.
Before that, don't be forgetting.
As you feel
It happens every season. Boy, this is a lock. Oh, 12 beats of 5.
Yes.
12 beats of 5.
What are today's 12-5 games? Like, I don't have it right in front of me.
Today's 12-5 games will be... One second, let me just go to
Just out of curiosity.
to the group tournament I'm in, which I'm going to humbly brag. I am in first right now.
All right.
The 12-5 games today, you will have the likes of Memphis against Colorado State.
Okay.
If you did not pick Colorado State, then you're wrong. And Oregon versus Liberty.
There you go. Well, that one I'm going to go ahead and say probably Oregon's going to win
Yeah,
it.
I have Oregon winning.
But it happens, right?
It absolutely does.
Nonetheless, that is today's... What are, aside from those 12-5 games, what would be another game of interest? Just out of curiosity.
Of interest
for today.
Maybe, well, I'll do this because they're very good at losing in the first round in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Kentucky versus Troy. Number 3, Kentucky, the last 2 straight years, when they are a 3 seed or better, have lost in the first round.
That would be, if you were filling out a bracket and looking for kind of a long shot that actually might happen to stay alive in your bracket, that would be a good one to go with today.
Throw some money on it. If you're going to gamble, throw some money on it. Kentucky, for some reason, has struggled. Of course, first-year head coach Calipari left, got fired. I have Kentucky winning because I just don't see it happening 3 times in a row. But if you want to make some money, put some on Troy.
From text here, it is 605-8874, kind of along the lines of the DQ thing from earlier in the week. 7-Eleven apparently offering some March Madness goodies and deals. We can dig a little deep dive into that, make sure we have the right information. But we'll look that up for you during March Madness at the 7-Eleven. Some goodies about. Probably a lot of places are doing that. But thank you. Duly noted here from text at 605-8874. I tell you what, we'll get to a quick break here. We got Question Impossible coming up. Brandon Steiner and What's It Worth is at 8:30. But straight ahead, there is always a reason to celebrate. We will do that next with 7 o'clock shots.
Oh, we got a ton of deals here for food.
What do we got?
We got stuff like for the first round, March 18th and the 20th, and March 20th through the 22nd. Oh, first 4, sorry, and then first round. Free Wendy's Baconator on $20 plus orders.
Woohoo!
You get stuff like Little Caesars free Italian cheese bread, $25 plus, I believe that would be. Chili's, $8 off, $40 or more orders. $8 off is a weird, whatever. Wawa, you get 30% off, $25. Second round, the Baconator. 7-Eleven, 25% off, $25 at 7-Eleven. That starts the second round.
Second round.
Popeyes, a free, this is for the Sweet 16. Free chicken sandwich on $15 or more. That'll be March 27th to the 29th. Go to Popeyes and get a free chicken sandwich. We are not on the West Coast. If we were, though, Jack in the Box, $5 off at $20 or more order. So you got a lot of deals here. Oh, this one applies. People here love Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
For the Sweet 16, Starbucks, you get $4 off your $20 order. So there you go.
And that's like 2 coffees.
That is about 2 coffees. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back there. I'm just grabbing a couple of last second shots and shout out things here.
We have a Jimmy John's around here, right?
There were 2. There was one right down here in Salina Street for a while, and then there was one in Cicero. I don't think.
Are they both? Well, for the championship game, you'll buy one, get one free, $20 or plus on an order. So there you go. Buffalo Wild Wings, Elite 8. I know that's around here. Elite 8, March 29th through the 31st. You'll get buy one, get one free wings with $25. So, definitely got some food options. My favorite thing in terms of food and money is you can now, on like, I think it's like Grubhub and all those sites, you can now schedule payments for like your Chipotle order. So you can pay off your Chipotle order now throughout like a week.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
That's how expensive stuff is. You make your food order in payments.
Yeah, you can do it in payments now instead of doing it in one whole thing. You could be like, I'll pay $4 tomorrow, $4 the next day. So
right back here.
Welcome to food payments now, everybody. Wendy's has 2 burgers for $1. Oh, there's my dinner. That's $2. How's everyone else's brackets going? If you made one. I feel like there were not a lot of people in Syracuse who made brackets. Also, I don't know if Brian has said anything, but I will tease interview Monday with somebody. Somebody of note. Who is... Well, he's not really a part of Syracuse anymore, but is for a little bit. Yeah, my bracket, I'm feeling good. Humble brag there. I've only gotten 3 picks wrong. And 2 of them were 2 of my upsets. So, no, sorry. One of them was my upsets. The other one was Kansas, so. But I don't know. I have Colorado State winning today. I don't have any reason other than there's always going to be some upsets. And yeah, I don't think the ACC losing by the Louisville and Clemson going out in the first round immediately. It's not really upsets. The ACC sucks, as we all know this year. Clemson was in a normal ACC basketball year. Louisville and Clemson, these teams, I feel like, are middle of the road. $15 or more at Arby's after there's an upset. Okay. We had a couple yesterday. I wonder if they count Louisville Creighton as an upset. Since Creighton was the 9 seed. Technically seeding, that's an upset, I guess, but not really. Jeez. I just saw this post. Joe Burrow turns 30 next year. Odell Beckham turns 34 next year. Good Lord. Mahomes is going to be 31. Huh. Not realize Joe Burrow is going to be 30. Just saw a post that Joe Burrow will be 30 next year.
Wow.
Patrick Mahomes will be 31.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Name part of the job. Got a 98.8. He got one wrong. My best guess is Reese Davis did not have the team. There's a lot of 98.8%. But yep, she's the one.
WTKW FM and HD, Bridgeport, Syracuse. WTKV, Minetto, Oswego. Gomez and Company on TK99 and TK105, Syracuse's classic rock.
.05 here Friday morning, heading into the weekend. Welcome and thanks for hopping aboard the very busy Friday morning party barge. Text line here to join us is 605-8874. That comes in handy later on this morning when Brandon Steiner joins us at 8:30 for a collectible exchange. If you have some sports memorabilia that you'd like Brandon to take a look at, today's the day to do it. Normally it's on a Thursday, but travel issues yesterday for Brandon. That's why we're doing it today. I will show, I'll kind of tease you with one here. This is the one that guy had promised to send in from a week ago. The 1998 Daytona 500 tickets signed by Dale Earnhardt and a program. I'll show you on the camera here at QSportsTalk.com. There is the signed program. And there's a whole set of tickets that go along with that. So that one could be in the thousands, but we'll find out from Brandon Steiner. But if you have something like that, by all means, let us know about it. You can, again, take a picture of it and let us see it. That way I can show it to Brandon, and he can tell you maybe you're sitting on a bit of a gold mine. We'll definitely run by him that Paul Skeens card that kid opened up in that pack last fall or whatever it was, and that was sold at auction for $1.1 million. Not bad for an 11-year-old.
It's just
maddening.
My favorite thing about that whole thing is Paul Skeens' contract this year is $750,000.
Yeah.
His sports card went for more than he is making this year.
Oh, man. And, yeah. Well, and on top of that, he's dating Livy Dunn. Win-win-win right there. But nonetheless, that's coming up at 8:30. In the meantime, plenty going on here. Again, shots and shout-outs that we'll get to here in a moment. But one of them would be for this weekend's Cavalcade of Cars tomorrow and Sunday at the fairgrounds. But aside from that, I suppose we can get right into it. Lisa, by the way, not feeling well today. Case of the schmutz. We will get to a question impossible. And then locate Central New York's smartest person alive. Something you can brag about it all stinking weekend long if you happen to get that correct. But again, thanks to our friends at Lipton Hard Iced Tea, half and half. Delicious. And now that we're into spring and summer, not that far off. It might seem it right now, but it'll be here quickly. It's a perfect beverage to enjoy in the summer. It's great anytime, but put a little ice on there. Spectacular. Shots and shout-outs here. Let me see here. Where to begin? We'll begin, let me see here. Birthdays. Why don't we do that? Happy birthday to Matthew Broderick. Been in a ton of things, most notably Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I quote John Lennon, I don't believe in Beatles, I just believe in me. A good point there. After all, he was the walrus. I could be the walrus. I'd still have to bum rides off of people.
Yeah. But happy birthday to Matthew Broderick. Also, speaking of that, and on this day deal, speaking of, he mentions John Lennon in his clip there. It was on this day, 1984 part of Central Park was named Strawberry Fields in honor of John Lennon.
Misunderstanding all you see.
It's kind of odd that those both kind of come up on the same day. But nonetheless, that happened on this day. Also, let me see here. Birthday wishes to Conrad Lozano. Conrad Lozano. Name might ring a bell, not ring a bell, but the music certainly would. From Los Lobos. Having a birthday today. Also from music, one Slim Jim Phantom is having a birthday today. He is the drummer for Stray Cats. Having a birthday today. Also Roger Hodgson from Supertramp enjoying a birthday, as is actor Timothy Dalton. One of the Bonds. I forgot kind of how many that he was a part of, but happy birthday to actor Timothy Dalton. Also back to music, Rose Stone is having a birthday today. Rose Stone, and it just seems like we have more people that we celebrate birthdays for with 7 o'clock shots from this band. You wouldn't expect it. But from Sly and the Family Stone, the organist from that great band, they've been around. The fact that so many of Sly and the Family Stone are still around is a headline in itself. Aside from that, on this day, tip of the hat to rock and roll. Alan Freed held the Moondog Coronation Ball, it was called. It was the first major rock and roll show ever. Here is, it was in Cleveland, the old Cleveland Arena. Paul Williams and his Hucklebuckers headlined that night. I'm just going to drop the needle on the Hucklebuckers because I don't have any Hucklebuckers album on me. Yeah, you got a little bluesy sound there.
That's fantastic.
So rock and roll kind of invented here on this day back in the day. Aside from that, Michael Jordan, 1994, got cut from the Chicago White Sox, sent to the minors. for what that's worth there. Also, Lisa, I hope you're feeling better on the mend. A little case of the schmutz here today, heading into the weekend. It's always a bad time to catch cold, like heading into a weekend. But aside from that, Velcro, where would you like to put in there for 7 o'clock shots and shout outs?
By any chance, you remember my friend Eric, the cereal eater?
Yes.
Yeah. He ate 5 bowls of cereal yesterday.
All right.
So I'm going to give him a shot and a shout out for, I think that he said that was his new personal best.
Woohoo!
5 bowls of cereal.
All right. Congratulations, Eric, and salute. It is 7:12. So what do you say? Let's go about the business here of finding Central New York's smartest person alive.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
It's time to play Question Impossible to find the smartest person alive.
Get this right and you can brag about it all stinking weekend long. Here you go. 15% of people think this about their neighbors. 15% of people think this about their neighbors. Velcro, what's your guess? What would you think?
They like watermelon.
They like watermelon.
Yeah.
Summertime.
It's summertime's coming here.
Might even be higher than that. This is not a huge number, but 15% of people think this about their neighbors. What is this? 424-8599 if you want to give it a shot on the phone or text in a guess to us at 605-8874. We'll get your guesses after Van Halen here on Classic Rock, TK99 and TK105. I thought I heard the silent sensor going out there, but no.
Stream Chat loves their neighbors.
Nice. Check it. 1, 2, 3. Hi there, TK. What's your guess?
Hey, I'm going to go out there and say they think they are spies or Secret Service or something.
Hang on a second. Hi there, TK. What's your guess?
We got good neighbors.
Hang on a second. Hi there, TK. What's your guess?
That they're nosy.
Hang on a second. Hi, TK. What do you think it is?
That they have nosy neighbors.
Nosy. Not the answer, but is that something that you believe about your neighbors?
Oh, I have good neighbors.
Good for you. Not the answer, but thanks for the guess. So long for now. Bye-bye. Hi there, TK. What do you think it is?
I'm going to go out on a stretch here and say they think they're spies or Secret Service.
I know one of my neighbors, because when you go on and you log into your Wi-Fi and you can see like what your neighbors' screen names or their usernames are. There's a lot of those on there. FBI, Secret Service. Not that they're spies. It might be higher than that actually. But thank you for the guess. So long for now. Bye bye. TK, what's your guess?
Some good neighbors.
That's a great thought. Hopefully it's higher than 15. But do you have good neighbors? Oh, that's all right, buddy. Thank you for the guess. Oh, yeah, I'll tell her that you said hi.
All right, bye now.
So long for now. Some.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, some of them.
Okay. I'll let you do some of the wrong guesses there from the stream.
Okay.
Classic Rock, TK99 and TK105 is Van Halen there. It's Gomez and company here. Lisa on the mend out for the day. Hopefully feeling better by the end of the weekend. But in the meantime, we are still looking for the correct guess this morning here in Question Impossible. And the actual question, see, 15% of people think this about their neighbors. What is this? 424-8599 if you want to give it a shot here on the phone. Hi, TK, what do you think it is?
That they have nosy neighbors.
Nosy. Not the answer, but is that something that you believe about your neighbors?
Oh, I have good neighbors.
Good for you. Not the answer, but thanks for the guess. So long.
Okay, so long.
Bye-bye. Hi there, TK. What do you think it is?
I'm going to go out on a stretch here and say they think they're spies or Secret Service.
I know one of my neighbors, because when you go on and you log into your Wi-Fi and you can see like what your neighbors' screen names or their usernames are. There's a lot of those on there. FBI, Secret Service.
Yeah.
Not that they're spies. It might be higher than that actually. But thank you for the guess. So long for now.
So long.
Bye-bye. TK, what's your guess?
Some good neighbors.
That's a great thought. Hopefully it's higher than 15. But do you have good neighbors?
Some. Yeah. Hey,
that's all right, buddy. Thank you for the guess.
I wish Lisa well.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell her that you said hi.
All right, bye now.
So long for now. No, all solid guesses. Velcro, how about some of the incorrect guesses from the stream chat of QSportsTalk.com?
Well, we got antisocial, alcoholics.
Okay.
It's always a good thought right there. They made the wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Okay.
So they went the wrong way. Annoying, too wealthy, too quiet, weird, snobs. They're swingers.
Okay.
And then lazy. Lazy's popping up a lot.
It's not that. It is not from text here. Some of the incorrect guesses include that they are a serial killer, that they are drug dealers, that they have a sloppy yard, that their neighbors are weird.
Really? This is just people ranting about their neighbors is what this has turned into.
Not that. Again, the question, 15% of people think this about their neighbors. A couple more and then a clue. Hi, TK. What do you think it is?
They like to gossip.
It is not about the gossip, but thank you for the guess. As always, good to hear you. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye. TK, what's your guess here?
They're know-it-alls.
Not that they're know-it-alls, but thank you for that guess. Here's one clue. My guess would be, again, the question, 15% of people think this about their neighbors. It might be maybe more true around the holidays. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
As a bit of a clue, think about your neighbors. And maybe around the holidays, 15% of people think this about them. TK, what's your guess?
How about they're better cooks?
Are your neighbors aren't better cook than you?
Nope, but they always smell my good food.
Yeah,
so.
they do. Enjoy the weekend. Not the right answer, but thanks for the call. So long, friend. Hi there, TK. What do you think?
That they've been convicted of some sort of crime.
Popular guess from text as well. It's not the answer. Have you ever? This isn't anything to do with the question, but Googled your neighbors just out of curiosity to see if that might be the case.
No, I've never done that.
Yeah, that's I've never done. Thank you for that. I think some people do that once in a while under suspicion that maybe something's going on there, but no. TK, what's your guess? I'm sorry, do it again there. Give a call back there. Line was breaking up. Hi, TK. What's your guess?
How about their drug dealers?
Not drug dealers. And again, thank you for the call. The clue is that it happens around the holidays, probably. And I don't know that drug dealing is around the holidays is the biggest deal. TK, what's your guess?
That they go overboard with decorations?
It's not that they go overboard, but thanks for the call. I would say it might be kind of in that direction, no. 15% of people think this about their neighbors. The clue, it probably would happen more around the holidays. It might be just for a different season. Have to do maybe with, say, landscaping.
Okay, yeah.
How's that? TK, what's your guess?
They are generous in giving.
Not that they're generous, but thanks. Hi there, TK. What's your guess?
They try to outdo you.
It's sort of along those lines. What's your first name?
Pat.
Pat, I will give you, you're on the right path. I'll give you another guess. People think this about their neighbors. It's not that they try to outdo them, but they think that their neighbors do what?
I don't know.
Time's up. Sorry, Pat. Thanks for the call. TK, what do you think?
That they get too many packages delivered.
Well, there's a couple in our neighborhood that like every day and sometimes several times a day, there are different FedEx and Amazon people coming by. Not the answer, though. TK, what's your guess?
I think they're stealing the Amazon packages.
Not that they're stealing packages. Thank you. Hi there, TK. What's your guess?
That they don't decorate at all.
No, it's not that. Hi there, TK. What's your guess?
They steal their stuff, steal their gardening stuff.
No, thanks for the call. Has nothing to do with theft.
People love their neighbors.
It has nothing to do with crimes or theft, drug dealers, serial killers. It's pretty simple. And again, the clue that this, if neighbors do this, it might be around the holidays, or it might be looking at your house in the summer at your lawn and landscaping. And
my clue might give it away.
I tell you what, take one or two more, and then we'll have you do it. Hi there, TK. What's your guess?
They wait to mow their lawn after you do it.
You know what that is? What is your first name?
This is Chris and Gracie.
Chris and Gracie.
2 in a row, baby.
No, it's not right there. I got it. You're close. Yeah, I'm going to give you one more guess. It's not in itself. It is not the right answer. But keep going down that path, Chris and Gracie.
All right, we'll let somebody else take it. I don't know.
You're right on the doorstep. You're right on the doorstep. But thanks, buddy. Have a good weekend.
Right.
So long, friend. Hi, TK. Okay, what's the answer?
Hey, it's that their houses are nicer than theirs, or they keep their lawns better.
No, not the right. Go back to the. Thanks for the guess. What Chris was the road he was on there. Hi there, TK. What's your guess?
The neighbor is a one-upper. Always got to be better than you.
Not a one-upper. Not quite. Hi there, TK. What's your guess?
That your neighbor does not take care of their yard.
No, but thanks for the call. Yeah, it's not necessarily the yard, but they do this. Chris and Gracie, the guess was they mow their lawn after you mow your lawn. What would that be an example of? And that'll give you the right answer.
Yeah.
What was your? You have a clue? Okay.
That was effectively my clue.
TK, what's the answer?
The neighbors copy everything you do with your yard.
What's your first name?
Chad.
Jazz.
I am the smartest man alive.
Took some doing, but congratulations, man. You can brag about that all stinking weekend long.
Yes.
Yeah, but are you a neighbor copier?
No, but I feel like possibly some of my neighbors could be copiers sometimes.
Jazz, thanks. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
Yeah, so long, friend. It might be decorations, and they like it, and all of a sudden they start doing what you did, or the lawn.
Well, what this just
landscaping.
Turned into, you just put like a couch out, and everybody just lied down and ranted about how much they hate their neighbors. There's a therapy session is what this just became.
Wow. Anyway, and there was one correct guess here from Tex, so tip of the hat there as well. Did anybody in the stream chat get it? Not directly. There's a lot of examples of it, but as far as the actual right answer, Chris, or Chaz rather, congratulations, man. You can brag about it all stinking weekend long.
Gomez and
Oh, Jen did get it. It says it right there. Copycat. Didn't even see it.
There
Well,
you go,
Jen
Jen.
got it.
Congratulations.
So there you go, Jen.
All right, I'm going to play
It's the area's premier two-day indoor car show. The ultimate event for automotive enthusiasts this spring. Check out more than 100 displays, including the classics you love, plus lifted trucks, Jeeps, and motorcycles. Bring an item to be pinstriped during the Stripe-tacular with proceeds donated to the Ronald McDonald House Charity of Central New York. Plus, over 25 awards given out to participants. Shop the swap meet in the old school room, live music, the Rockabilly Revival Pinup Contest, and more. Kids 12 and under are free, courtesy of IBEW Local 1249. Tickets available at the door or online at Cavalcade.
All righty.
The Cavalcade of Cars is tomorrow 9 to 5 and Sunday 9 to 4. Presented by the McGuire Automotive Group. Hello, Syracuse. Dave Anthony here for Romano Subaru. Consumer Reports #1 mainstream brand. The Subaru A Lot to Love event is going on now, and it's the perfect time to discover the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester Premium. Then lease yours for an amazing $279 a month. Yes, $279 a month. This Subaru Forester Premium is loaded with CNY's favorite cold weather package of heated seats.
All righty then. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll leave that there.
A single mistake doesn't define your story. It's a chance to write a new chapter. At the DWI team, we see setbacks as chances for comebacks. If you're facing a DWI, we're here to offer you a second chance, helping you rebuild and move forward. With experience, focus, and commitment to your future, we don't just defend you. We help you turn today's challenges into tomorrow's comeback. Call 800-DWI-TEAM or visit DWITeam.com.
Syracuse, have you heard? CNY Lawn and Snow LLC has expanded into their new shop with plenty of room for new employees. Are you a seasoned landscape pro looking for a new start? Or maybe you've always been interested in landscape industry but haven't had the right opportunity? Well, now is the time. CNY Lawn and Snow LLC is Syracuse's premier landscape company and now hiring all positions and all skill levels. Visit the website at cnylawnandsnow.com. That's cnylawnandsnow.com. CNY Lawn and Snow LLC, where quality matters.
The area's exclusive Lincoln dealer has it all. 100 SUVs, big March offers. Only at Burdick Lincoln at Drivers Village.
Experience the largest panoramic display in its class when you drive a new all-wheel drive 24 Lincoln Nautilus Premier midsize luxury SUV. Lease yours for $739 a month, 36 months, with $49.99 total due at lease signing. At Burdick Lincoln, your authorized Lincoln Black Label retailer. Conquest Cash and trade-in assist available during the Lincoln Spring Sales event.
Drive one today at Burdick Lincoln at Drivers Village. See more at burdicklincoln.com.
Total due at lease signing includes down payment, first lease payment plus tax, $197.50 doc fee, acquisition fee, DMV extra, no security deposit, 10,500 miles per year, 25 cents per thereafter. For well-qualified buyers through Lincoln AFS. See dealer for Conquest Cash and trade assistance details. MSRP 61035. It's 331.25.
Right Roofing for all your roofing needs. Tear-offs, roof overs, metal, flat, rubber, repairs, they do it all. 315-600-0444. 35 years of experience, fully insured, and always a lifetime warranty. Call Right Roofing, 315-600-0444 for a hassle-free job. Offering the best materials, quality, and craftsmanship in the industry. Also offering soffit and fascia repair. Call Right Roofing, 315-600-0444. With attention to detail, they'll be the only roofing company you'll need. Roofs done right every single time.
Dining at your favorite restaurants should always be an experience. That's why 11 Waters not only serves amazing food and drinks, but also an atmosphere you can't get anywhere else. From a relaxing bistro brunch to a romantic dinner, 11 Waters has it all. Come enjoy the ambiance of 11 Waters, conveniently located on South Warren Street on the ground level of Marriott Syracuse Downtown. Now open for dinner Tuesday through Saturday, 5 to 10 p.m. Plus get complimentary valet parking right outside the main door. For more dining information, Go to 11waters.com.
Have you reviewed your business needs when it comes to trash and recycling? Hi, this is Kevin with Syracuse Haulers. Business owners need vendors they can rely on for services so they can focus on their own business. At Syracuse Haulers, we provide that level of service. Give us a call or an email and we can review your current services with you and offer solutions. Call 426-6771 or visit us at syracusehaulers.com. Syracuse Haulers, service with integrity.
Gomez and Company on TK99 and TK105. Syracuse's classic rock.
You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park in the meantime. Sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. Okay, yeah, it's the saddest. Band is blowing Dixie, double ball time. Feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Pulling out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places. But the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south.
All righty then. Excuse me.
Check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords. Mighty strictly rhythm, he doesn't want to make it cry or sing. If any old guitar is all he can afford, when he gets up under the lights, play his thing. And Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't take the scene. He's got a daytime job. He's doing all right. He can play the honky tonk like anything. Saving it up Friday night with the Sultans.
Now, Doc, you go with that yourself.
And the crowd of young boys, they're fooling around in the corner. Drunk and dressed in their best brown baggies and their platform soles. They don't give a damn about any trumpet playing band. It ain't what they call rock and roll. And the Sultans, yeah, the Sultans, they play Creole. Creole.
Do not let go. Do not collect $200.
Then the man steps right up to the microphone.
All right then. So Just getting caught up here. Excuse me.
Them not making the playoffs, but it made it very hard.
Okay.
So
that's right. Yeah, we'll do like just like a mini sport. I'll plug the Colgate games.
Yeah.
Quick little. And it's listed as.
I just put Sports Savers.
Got it.
Utah something like that. Yeah. H. Thompson. My favorite is the color guy. On that.
Here we go. Classic Rock, TK99 and TK105 Dire Straits. There's Gomez and company here. And Friday, made it to the weekend, heading into a busy couple of days. Lots going on, including, but not limited to, of course, the Cavalcade of Cars presented by McGuire Auto. And that gets underway tomorrow and Sunday at the New York State Fairgrounds. And I'm looking forward to Sunday. That's when the awards are given out, including new this year, the Kids Award. Kids 12 and under, by the way, get in free courtesy of IBEW Local 1249. But, the kids get to vote. And on Sunday, we'll find out which of the vehicles the kids decided is the coolest one and the best one. And that could be very exciting. That could be some real drama right there. In a fun way. And then, of course, all the other, best of show. And Badger was in yesterday, Brian Badger from our event side, and the guy who runs the Syracuse Nationals and the Cavalcade. And he was telling us, obviously, the Syracuse Nationals, it's classic cars. This one, there's hot rods, motorcycles, Jeeps, lifted trucks. He mentioned a couple of Lamborghinis that'll be on hand, a McLaren, some high-end cars. It's just really a fun show. Over 120 of them inside at the Center Progress Building. You can go online, go to cavalcadeofcarscny.com, get your tickets and more info. A couple of quick questions here from text. It is 605-8874. The first one involving March Madness. And a question, did GMAC's team at Siena make, they were in the MAC tournament in Atlantic City. They didn't win it, so I don't think they were involved. They didn't make the actual NCAA tournament.
No, if you're in the MAC, to effectively make the tournament, you got to win the MAC tournament. Yeah. They went out in the first round, unfortunately.
And did they, and I haven't paid any attention to the NIT.
No, nobody pays any attention to the NIT.
I don't think so. They had a great season. I mean, GMAC did a great job at Siena in year one. He's a finalist for the Joe B. Hall First-Time D1 Coach of the Year Award. But I don't believe they played in other than the conference tournament.
I don't
think so.
Either.
But thank you for the question there. Aside from that, this weekend, lacrosse. Last night was the first nighttime lacrosse show with SU head coaches Gary Gate and Kayla Trainer live from Shaughnessy's Pub. That'll be every Thursday at 7 o'clock. This weekend, the SU men. Tomorrow, Colgate, a noon face-off means game day coverage tomorrow starts at 11:30. And then on Sunday, good luck to Kayla Trainer and the SU women. They'll play Notre Dame at noon at home in the JMA Wireless Dome. So that is going on this weekend. But aside from that, NHL starting to heat up. The Crunch, by the way, tomorrow night, it's retro night at the War Memorial. But around the National Hockey League, congrats, Alex Ovechkin, number 888 for number 8. But also, we're getting close to playoff time. Teams jockeying for position. And I know the Sabres. When's the last time the Sabres?
That would be, let me see here. I would have been 9. So I believe 2009. It's been about 14 years.
Yeah. And they, still mathematically last night, still, in it. And in the NHL, a lot of teams make the playoffs. There's the way it's set up. So if you don't make the playoffs in the NHL, it's almost significant in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way that it's set up. But you still got to be, having a good season. But they're getting down to the wire, and they're playing the Utah. Is it still the Utah Hockey Club?
It is still the Utah Hockey Club.
So
Most
this
ambitious name out there.
From last night, the Sabres and Utah.
Buffalo, a high stick in front. Doesn't appear to
penalty
have
being
been
called,
called.
too.
Yeah,
Give him the puck.
Give him the puck.
Give him the puck.
Sabres throw it away, and this is going to maybe go into the net, off the boards. Oh, my goodness, it did.
Give him the puck.
In soccer, that would be an own goal. Correct?
That is correct.
2-man advantage.
Oh, boy.
And right here, Tage Thompson tries feeding this one back to the point.
Oh, man. The goal count.
And they said it propelled into the net by their own guys, so this goal is going to count.
It counts. And did that keep them out of the playoffs?
Well, it made it 4-2. They ended up losing 5-2. They're not officially eliminated, but they're all but pretty much eliminated. So it's going to be 14 straight years in Buffalo with no Stanley Cup playoff action.
I mean, gloves
well, what are you going to do?
Sure, old-time hockey.
That's how it works. So, the good old hockey game. It's frustrating. It is 7:42 here. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Good old hockey game. Let's go play it.
This is
See, the problem with Buffalo is it's the 21st century. They can't have two good sports teams at once. Sabres or the Bills are now good. Sabres suck. And they'll come back around. It's just unbelievable how much talent the Sabres have had, and they just can't put it together.
Can't do it.
It's also funny how the Pagula family is kind of loved as Bills owners in a way. I say loved loosely, but, appreciated now because the Bills are good. But then as Sabres owners, they are voted the worst in the league, and they're hated.
A single mistake doesn't define your story. It's a chance to write a new chapter. The DWI we see setbacks as chances for comebacks.
Or later. You can go there.
Helping you rebuild and move forward. With experience, focus, and commitment to your future. We don't just defend.
The Devils, in my opinion, maybe had a worse night. They were up 3-1, and then somebody scored for the other team, which now I don't remember. My friend Ross was watching, a big Devils fan. Turns it on. Immediately, the other team scores 3-2. Then, about a minute later, a 2-0 for the other team. Markstrom, Devils goalie, makes a hell of a save. About a minute later, game-tying goal. And then, 5 minutes later, the other team takes the lead. And then they scored an empty netter, and Ross lost his mind last night. It was hilarious. The big thing with the Devils this year is, though, they do these races. It's like a cookie, like a Mrs. Fields cookie, a milkshake, and something else. And the cookie won 2 weeks ago. And it was the first time the cookie won all year. And it's kind of taken over the Devils. It's like root for the cookie now. But it doesn't seem to be having the effect Grimace had on the Mets this past year. Also, Ilya Kovalchuk finally called it a career. Everyone may remember that 15-year contract he signed with the Devils, played 3 years with them, went back to Russia, came back to play with the Caps for 10 minutes, went back to Russia.
Hey, this is Joe for Joe's Buds, located at 4658 Onondaga Boulevard in Syracuse.
friendly bud tenders are here to help, and we offer a great selection of edibles, drinks, tinctures, topicals, and other products with CBD. Whether you're after premium buds or budget-friendly options, we've got something for everyone. If you're looking for a knowledgeable staff and easy parking, come on down to Joe's Buds in Syracuse. We'll see you there.
Got this letter from Carl. Great career, good health, living the dream. And one foggy morning, he got rear-ended on 81. Can't drive, can't work. Insurance company says he's faking it. That's when he called me. For Carl, we built a bulletproof case that made sure he didn't have to go to court. Serious injury? Don't go it alone. Call 1-800-608-3333. Stanley Law.
Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes. 1-800-608-3333. 215 for Syracuse, Watertown, Rochester, Binghamton, Montreal, and
Uh-oh, is your car in distress? Don't worry, SNR Automotive is here.
I wish I sold the Celtics this morning. I wish I sold the Celtics this morning. Two of my teams, richest sports teams of all time. Celtics just broke the Commanders.
That couple that started their own soda.
I know.
Almost $2 billion.
Almost like
the legendary Boston Celtics, $6 billion.
$6 billion.
Two people did that for $2 billion in like 8 years.
The Celtics took, what year are they on now? 70 something, I believe.
70 years and championships and legends.
Only, I say only, but only $4 billion more is not that much, honestly.
No, it's not.
Sounds like somebody we start a soda is what we need to do.
I'm just going to do a couple of, because we're running a little bit late for this.
Oh.
I'm just going to do like a couple quick Florida type guys.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Avoidance, lane keep assist, and pedestrian detection. Hurry, come lease your new RAV only $459 a month, or buy it just $32.9. Must finance with TFS Tier 1 Plus. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. 15 cents excess mileage fee. Romano Toyota, Fritz Street. A Romano auto dealership. One of America's top 150 largest auto retail groups. Shop 24/7 at RomanoCars.com.
Gomez and Company on TK99 and TK105.
7:47 here already, heading into the first full weekend of spring. Weather-wise, not spring-like. We've been spoiled with some pretty mild days here, but a little more, I guess, along the lines that the way it would be here in the middle of late March. But it will be in the 40s today, 50 tomorrow, 40s again on Sunday. 40s and 50s really for the next week or 10 days or so, but no big storms, nothing to worry about. We seem to have at least got that part of winter in the rearview mirror. Next hour, we'll chat with Brandon Steiner. Collectible Exchange comes up at 8:30 with What's It Worth? If you have sports memorabilia, we already got a couple cool ones here in text. Feel free to, if you can, take a picture of it. Text in if it's a baseball card, a signed football, a jersey, a hockey stick that's signed. Those types of things that a lot of people have. And sometimes you get them, I know in the summer at the various charity golf tournaments, there are often a lot of these types of items just that you might win in a raffle. And it's not even that you're necessarily a big fan of that athlete or that team, but you won it and it's just been hanging around. It might be worth something. That's what we're looking for with What's It Worth? That comes up at the bottom of next hour. In the meantime, we haven't checked the great state of Florida in a while. In the police blotter for your Florida man type stories, this one in Florida last weekend. A guy hammered in Clearwater on St. Patrick's Day weekend. Okay, there's like 0 for 2. But the guy was at a place called the Overtime Sports Bar, and then he wanted to sing karaoke, but the karaoke machine was broken. It's like sometimes that happens. So, but if you're drunk and you're in Florida in a bar and the karaoke machine's not working, what do? Well, you take your gun out. Start threatening everybody in the bar. I want to sing karaoke. I want it now. He didn't get to sing karaoke. He's in jail. I think he pointed it at one person, said, "I don't effing care that it's broken. I want to." And by the way, the song that he wanted to sing, "Linger" from the Cranberries, of all things. Aaron Jablonski is the guy's name. He is arrested on some felony charges, even in the great state of Florida, that the behavior is frowned upon and still illegal. This other Florida dude here on Saturday, South Tampa. Wow, again, similar area.
Yeah.
South Tampa, Clearwater. Arrested on burglary charges, etc. Long story short, he just kind of topped it off. He touched them all, as they say, because after doing all that, he also stole an ambulance. Trying to get away from the mayhem that he created. I'll show you. There's what kind of a guy steals an ambulance drunk in Florida and tries to run. That's the guy right there.
Well, he's a leprechaun, clearly.
Look at him. Holding up the picture here in camera, QSportsTalk.com. Last but not least, here from the great state of Florida, and I know they've been trying to crack down on mayhem during spring break over the past couple of years because it's been getting really out of hand. This happened, I don't know the city, the town, it's a beach goer, so it's Fort Lauderdale or Daytona or Miami or whatever. But a big brawl, big spring break beach brawl, ended with an 18-year-old guy, Jack Turner is that guy's name, biting off a guy's ear. Here are some beachgoers talking about the fight and then the ear getting bitten off.
It's pretty odd. I don't know. It's like a local Mike Tyson or something.
He needs to go to jail for that.
I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Yeah. Dang. And if you ever wondered what the guy who would bite off another guy's ear would look like, there is that young fella right there. From Lee County, his mugshot. That's one thing about the Florida. They still publish mugshots. They put them online and in the paper there. But calm down, people. Calm down. Tell you what, it's 7:52. We got some Friday morning science heading into the weekend. But coming up here in about 15 minutes, we'll get caught up with our pal Joe Convertino Jr. and our Cup of Joe.
You're listening to Gomez.
Local Mike Tyson.
All right. Yeah.
Deliveries over $100 are absolutely free. Ordering couldn't be easier. Visit us at flintstone.com and click shop. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook for our digital menu.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
What's happening? Early. Say hi. It's Aaliyah on the QSportsTalk.com on Twitch.
Oh.
Hello, everyone. Oh,
You're Twitch famous now. There you
Twitch
go.
famous.
It's gonna sneak out.
All right, so this will go right up.
Volkswagen is heating up March with amazing deals. Choose from over 150 new Volkswagen models.
Including the all-new, redesigned 25 VW Taos S with 4Motion all-wheel drive. Lease yours today with no down payment and no security deposit. Then just $369 a month, 36 months at Burdick Volkswagen. Or lease for just $269 a month with $399 cash or trade down. Buy your lease. Get a $1,500 bonus on your new 25 VW Taos during Volkswagen Deal Days.
Burdick Volkswagen at Drivers Village. Shop online at burdickvw.com.
Yes.
Can you take Bill McConnell for the Air Force band coming in on Monday in Lafayette? You got?
I got a big.
If you
Hi,
do,
Ringo, how you
if
doing?
you can, it's okay. If you can't,
What is he? Did you
He's
already
here.
have him on?
He's here. I had him on already.
Yeah, bring him in.
It's 5 minutes.
Yeah, bring him in. Come in right now. Ringo.
I'll get you some information.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, why not? We get the most for your bank.
Sure.
It's here. The first DV used car mega sale of the year. You've waited all winter for this. March markdowns on over 400 pre-owned, 250 SUVs, over 100 certified pre-owned, 150 under 25,000, over 20 lenders for easy financing. We'll buy your car even if you don't buy from us. March markdowns on over 400 pre-owned, all in one location. The used car March mega sale event at the warehouse and everywhere at Drivers Village. See more at dvused.com.
A single mistake doesn't define your story. It's a chance to write a new chapter.
I can hear
At the
you on the radio, now I
DWIT,
meet you,
we see
so.
setbacks as chances for comebacks. If you're facing a DWI, we're here to offer you a second chance, helping you rebuild and move forward. With experience, focus, and commitment to your future, we don't just defend you. We help you turn today's challenges into tomorrow's comeback. Call 800-DWI-TEAM or visit DWITeam.com.
It's someplace.
Looking for the perfect place to play, dine, and celebrate? Welcome to the Erie Canal Pickleball Center, Syracuse's premier indoor pickleball destination. With top-tier courts for all skill levels, restaurant and bars serving delicious food and drinks, and space to host your next big event. There's something for everyone. Whether it's a friendly match, league play, or a private party, Erie Canal Pickleball Center has you covered. Join the fun at Erie Canal Pickleball Center. Book your court or event today at ErieCanalPickleball.com.
The cavalcade of cars is rolling into town this weekend, and there's only one place to stay. Holiday Inn Express, Syracuse Fairgrounds. Just minutes from the action. Enjoy comfortable rooms, free hot breakfast, and all the amenities you need. Don't wait. Book your stay now at the official hotel of the cavalcade of cars.
Gomez and Company, brought to you by LaGuili Construction.
McGuire Jeep is ready to move metal in March. McGuire Jeep and our power of 3 locations in Syracuse, Ithaca, and Watkins Glen are moving metal in a big way. Right now, you can drive home a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude 4x4 and pay just $449 a month with only $2,200 down. This Grand Cherokee is loaded. 18-inch painted wheels, remote start, heated seats, power moonroof, adaptive cruise control, and more. Shop the best inventory in upstate New York today and get the best equipped, best built Jeep for the money anywhere. That's the power of 3 Jeep locations from McGuire. Hurry in today and get your new Grand Cherokee for just $449 a month with only $2,200 total down payment during our Move Metal in March event. McGuire Jeep in Syracuse, Ithaca, and Watkins Glen. McGuireCars.com. MSRP $46,530.
I'm not an Air Force Academy grad, but when you walk on campus in the military, you kind of get that feeling, you know, and the chapel and the quadrant out there is quite amazing.
Go on the radio, Company on TK99 and TK105, Syracuse's classic rock.
It is 7:57, as we've been talking about. It's Friday, heading into a busy weekend and a busy couple of days. Bill McConnell joining us here this morning. The U.S. Air Force Heritage of America Concert Band is coming to the area, Bill.
Yes, it is, sir, and thank you for welcoming into your headquarters here this morning. We have a 200-year celebration for the town of Lafayette that begins Monday night. We have the United States Air Force Heritage Band from Fort Eustis Langley Air Force Base Joint Base in Virginia. They're on the road right now playing in Binghamton tonight.
Wow, that's cool.
And they're throughout central New York over the next 4 or 5 days. But we have them kicking off our celebration at the Lafayette Junior Senior High School Monday, 6 p.m. Be in your seats. 5 o'clock, the doors open. Get ready to be jumping out of your seats with great music from Americana, along with some service songs in there.
That's cool. The service bands and the Air Force band, it's jazz and Broadway and the familiar marches that a lot of people like to hear from the military bands.
Well, you hit the nail on the head there. When people think of military, okay, I'm going to be listening to John Philip Sousa all night long, and no, it's not. Their breadth of experience and where they've participated over 70 years is amazing, and the quality of music. They're top professionals. They serve just like any combatants in the Air Force. They're out there to build trust with the public, to make known the Air Force, and to visit. So we welcome to Lafayette to kick off our 200-year anniversary this year.
That's a big, and I want to say there's something happened, or maybe it already happened in Clinton Square regarding the 200th anniversary of Lafayette, if I'm not mistaken. Does that sound familiar?
What it is this is the 200th year of our town, but Lafayette, actually, the Marquis de Lafayette came through central New York in 1824, 1825.
Okay, that's what that one is about.
That's part of it, because Fayette Street here is named after him, Fayetteville, Lafayette, and there's one other thing, but you have a heritage trail, if you will, for Lafayette Trail that local company, Pomeroy Incorporated, helps sponsor. And, when he came through here, he never visited the town exactly. And people,
that's bogus, man. Why didn't he show up?
Well, he was on a fast train to get to Boston for a dedication of some type there. He had been invited back to the United States after the Revolutionary War 40 years later to be honored. And he came back enamored with the United States, what we stood for, the democracy, and he loved it here. And, of course, the people that he met loved him back for what he brought to the Revolutionary War.
Look at that, some great local history and a great event and a celebration in Lafayette. But this particular show, Monday night, whereabouts in Lafayette?
The Lafayette Junior Senior High School on Route 11 North. It's you can get off at Nedrow, go south for 4 miles. It'll be on your left, or you can get off 81 in the town and go north on Route 11 for about 2.1 miles. And just park in the south parking lot. Come in. Casual, but come with a smile on your face. We'll be welcoming you with a smile and a warm handshake and listen to the United States Air Force.
And how many years service for you, my friend, in the Air Force?
21.
Thank you for your service, and thanks for coming in, Bill.
Thank you very much.
Bill McConnell here.
WTKW FM and HD, Bridgeport, Syracuse, WTKV, Minetto, Oswego. All systems go. This is Syracuse's Classic Rock, TK99 and TK105. You're hanging with Gomez and Company.
Air Force in World War II, I don't know what, but she was in Japan, he was in Guam. So,
I like your wall behind you.
Yeah. lefty. He definitely has a chance to make 100%. 11th round pick. He picked that by Pirates.
Classic Rock, TK99 and TK105. It's 8:05. That is ZZ Top. Welcome. It's a Friday morning spectacular here, heading into the weekend. We just opened up the shades here to the front window of Galaxy Media Partners World Headquarters and the TK Studio, which faces north. That flag atop the Niagara Mohawk National Grid building, flapping along there pretty good. So a windy day and cooler than it's been, but it's all right. No storms, nothing like that in the horizon. Should be fine, especially this weekend. If you got the kids, bring them on out to the Cavalcade of Cars. Tomorrow and Sunday, kids 12 and under get in free, courtesy of IBEW Local 1249. So if they're going to be in the house because the weather isn't quite as good as it has been, get them in the car and head on over to the fairgrounds. Go to cavalcadeofcarscny.com for tickets and info. Again, that is happening this weekend. Time for a little bit of Friday morning science here. Science. Ready here. Let me see here. Yesterday was Alien Abduction Day, believe it or not. It's a thing. There's a website put out a list of the places with the highest likelihood of being abducted by an alien. Right up at the top is California. And I think they do it, the formula they use is sightings per 1,000 people, like whatever that ratio happens to be by state. But apparently, if you are in the state of California, that is your best chance of being abducted by an alien. Followed by Washington. Florida is no shock there. New York, we're the 5th most likely state to live in to get abducted by an alien. And overall, this stat to me is the most telling of the whole thing. The chances of an alien abduction are higher than you'd think. Even though I don't know of anyone who's actually been for real abducted by an alien, apparently doing the math on sightings and population, etc., it's like 1 in 1,800.
That's pretty good.
That's a pretty good chance of getting abducted. 1 in 1,800. So if the chances were that high, how come there's no proof anyone's been abducted yet?
True.
But they Gomez, they clear out your memory. That's why. That's right. I don't know. It must be me. Along those lines, the astronauts who had been in space and then returned earlier in the week, the questions online regarding overtime, because that's what people think of. Say, well, I worked a lot. Wait a minute, I was up in space 9 months longer than I was supposed to be. What's my overtime on that? According to the internet, therefore it's got to be true. Salary for an astronaut is around $150,000 a year. Overtime, because they're on salary, they don't really get any overtime, but they get apparently some sort of a stipend, incidentals, $5 a day. That's what they got for being an extra 9 months. $5 a day? That's not even a cup of coffee. But that's what they get. So they were up there 286 days.
All right. Here we go.
So they made an extra $1,430 each. They did not have to pay for meals, lodging, and transportation. That was all covered by NASA.
So transportation was, yeah.
But nonetheless, if you're wondering how much they were able to benefit financially from the overtime, $5 a day. So there you go. So when you're complaining at your job today about what you have to do and overtime, think of those astronauts. $5 a day.
Oh.
There you go. A little bit of science there. 8:09 straight ahead. We'll get caught up with Joe Convertino Jr. and our Cup of Joe right after AC/DC here on Classic Rock, TK99 and TK105. $5 a day.
I'm going to go buy a chocolate bar or vending machine, but that's what you can do.
$5 a day. All right, let me go get Joe on the phone here.
God, that's terrible. I love transportation was covered by NASA.
Transportation was covered.
Yeah, it was 8 months late is what it was. Imagine you call an Uber. It takes 9 months to show up.
It's like the Olympic gold medalists who have to pay taxes.
Yeah. And then in the last Olympics, all the gold medals rusted away.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right, we'll get you over here. Thank you.
What's up? You could go this way. Or actually, hold on. If you don't want to be on camera.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say I'm not gonna be on regardless. I'm running to Dunkin' real quick to grab a coffee. Do you want anything?
No thanks. Thank you though. Have fun.
I will.
All right, here's Joe there. He's on a fun. His one of his. Classic Rock, TK99 and TK105. It's AC/DC there. It's Gomez and company here as we welcome in our pal Joe Convertino from CH Insurance for our Cup of Joe this week. Joe, what is happening?
Good morning. We have 2 cups of coffee this morning. I got our Vice President of Sales, John Serino, in the house today.
John.
Good morning, Gomez. Good morning.
Hey, how are you guys? Obviously, a high-level business meeting that you're both required at. So, thank you for taking time to fit us in here.
Yes, we started early, Gomez. We started early. It's can't believe it's almost the end of the first quarter, 2025.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, coming up in a bit here, the year will be a quarter of the way over.
It's nuts. It is. It's pretty amazing how quick it goes by in a blink of an eye.
Anything in this first quarter, now that we're getting close to the end of that, moving forward, that this time of the year people may want to pay attention to?
Oh, isn't he funny how he set this up?
I know.
What we were talking about. That's what he gets. That's what he gets paid. That's why you're paid the bucks, Gomez. So we were talking about, people have been cooped up all winter, right? Thinking of things, obviously working. Now they're thinking, do I start that business that I was dreaming of? I want to be a landscaper. I want to mow lawns. I want to paint. I want to start a small website business. I'm going to do artificial intelligence. What do you think they need, Gomez?
Well, something's going to have to get insured in there.
Well, exactly. Starts with an I, ends with an E. Insurance. Yep. No, seriously, Gomez. People definitely, we've had a few calls the past week, and, some of them think even though they're helping a friend, right, John? My homeowners will protect me. It's not going to protect you in a small business setting. And actually, one of my buddies had his brother-in-law painting for him inside. Like, not a lot of exposure, not really on ladders, painting inside. And he says, I may be doing stuff for others. I go, you need to get a small policy. It's less than $1,000. Protects the liability. If they're doing something, let's say inside, the ladder does fall and break something that someone owns, that's what it pays for, Gomez, John. And exactly. I mean, the property damage is the biggest part of it, right? You damage somebody else's property with a ladder, or with paint that spills, or anything like that. On an antique. You gotta have some protection for that. You never know. A china cabinet these days goes for several thousands of dollars.
How about, because you mentioned web, say somebody was starting like a whatever kind of a web business selling whatever online, and then they should have insurance. What would be like the concern there? Say I'm just picking a product. Say I'm selling coffee mugs online, and here's the website, and here's how you buy it, and then it gets fulfilled. What part of that would be of concern?
Well, I mean, the biggest part of that exposure is if they get, the incorrect mug with the wrong names on it, or because if they're ordering in batches, if they're ordering in they're not ordering a single coffee cup, they're ordering dozens of them, and if they're incorrect the way they came in,
okay,
or if a lot of times these guys, they take possession of it, right? They take possession of the product in their own garage, and once they take possession of that product, now they're on the hook because the manufacturer says, "Well, I sent it to John. John then sent it to Gomez, and so we're out of it. So it's John's issue."
Okay, so
right.
At some point that holds everybody accountable.
It has to do, but a lot of it's got to do with the transfer of the product. Who is actually where is it actually coming from? The last person that touches it is the one that's getting brought in, and you never know that. It's probably a smaller exposure there, but John hit it on the head with wrong logo, wrong information. That's called a professional liability policy from an IT and web person if they designed it wrong. And we get into that. And if they're shipping, Gomez, and they're taking credit cards, they may want some minimum cyber insurance, right, if they get hacked. So no one thinks about it. We just thought it would be a good time to refresh the listeners that if you're thinking of doing something in the next 2 months, again, you want to have a nice little business plan. You want to have a good accountant, right? You want to have a good lawyer putting the plan together and the legal name, and you want to have a good insurance agent, him or her, whoever it is, an independent agent that gives you a bunch of choices.
Hey, guys, thanks. Always great chatting there. And I know you got a busy meeting ahead of you there today, so I appreciate the time.
We do, buddy. We do. And guess what's around the corner? I think it's here.
What, golf season? Masters?
Masters, yeah. But golf season, have you been out? Have you been swinging?
No, not. The emails are going around for Golf League, which starts here probably in about a month, so I will be soon, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, all right. Well, we need you crisp this year for those tournaments we're going to bring you to.
I know. Gotta loosen it up. All right, guys, thank you.
Hey, have a great weekend, and let's get a couple SU wins in lacrosse this weekend.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Gomez.
Yep.
Thank you, Gomez.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thanks, Joe.
That was good, Gomez. That was good. Way to rip us on the meetings. You're a good man.
Sorry. I will get that over to you as soon as the show's over.
You got it. Have a great week.
Yeah, you too. See you later. Bye.
Plus lifted trucks, Jeeps, and motorcycles. Bring an item to be pinstriped during the Strike-tacular with proceeds donated to the Ronald McDonald House Charity of Central New York. Plus over 25 awards given out to participants.
Need you, Chris?
she got now? AI of Steph Curry throwing it down on Shaquille O'Neal.
Perfect.
So. You remember Bad Baby, the Catch Me Outside girl? How about that? Yeah, she made, so in 3 years on OnlyFans, she made $57 million so far. Austin Reeves signed a 4-year, $53 million contract with the Lakers.
Yeah.
So the Lakers are not able to pay more to their third best player.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Yeah. Maybe 53 out of the 57 million she's made is from Austin Reeves. Never know.
She made $1.5 million hour.
She did, yeah.
First half hour that she went on.
Yeah.
America.
Oh. Don't you love modern America, Gomez?
America.
You love my my generation? America.
This would be something quick here and then back.
And local. Syracuse's classic rock, TK99 and TK105.
It is 8:25, and again, cloudy, breezy, kind of a windy day, a little brisk, but nonetheless, it's not snowing, so we've got that going for us, which, by the way, it was earlier this morning, but eventually we'll top out in the upper 40s for a high today. Coming up here at the bottom of the hour, Brandon Steiner from Collectible Exchange. What's it worth? Normally we do that on a Thursday. We had to bump it to today, so if you had some memorabilia, a couple items in text here already, but if you have something that you'd like Brandon to take a look at, by all means, this would be the time to do that. Text in the item at 605-8874, and then I can show the picture to Brandon. He gets a better look at it that way. And then also, you can call and talk to Brandon as well. If that's a better deal for you, you can call 424-8599. And we'll do that coming up here in just a few moments. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back. All right. There's Brandon.
Just need to turn it. Oh, there we go. It's frozen.
Brandon, how are you?
Great.
Crazy.
Come back from Savannah.
Oh, where is
She's
that?
coming down. No, I'm in New York now. I was in Savannah yesterday.
For the bananas?
Yeah.
So is it like was that a game, or you're just working up a deal with a guy?
No, we were doing a project. We're at the game Saturday. That was amazing. 65,000 people.
Isn't that something? What was the venue?
Raymond James.
Wow.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes here.
I faded it back so it's quiet for him. Yeah, there was a guy who hit a homer at Raymond James. And it was like the first ever homer at that park. Because it's a football field.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's pretty cool. Oh, he's back.
Ringo. 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 Say hi. Ringo, lady. Come on, buddy. Come and say hi.
Hey, thanks for doing that.
Oh, no problem. Just trying to get Ringo over to say hi here. Ringo, how you doing, partner? Oh, buddy. Oh, yeah. I saw your St. Patrick's Day outfit. It was nice.
I can fade that over there. Yeah, we just had Ringo here in the studio. Gary's got his dog in here on a Friday. He brings him in once in a while. He brings him to like veterans hospitals and schools and stuff like that. It's a service dog.
Cool.
There he is. See him back there?
It's a quiet week in Syracuse.
Yep, quiet. No brackets to worry about. No, got lacrosse, and you feel left out.
We were so bad this year they didn't even give us a bracket to fill out.
Yeah, but
terrible.
Yep. Well, hopefully next year we can turn the page on the whole thing and start heading back into a better direction. But it's been was this the 5th year in a row? I think with no tournament, right?
Yep.
Seniors who did not see the tournament the whole time in Syracuse.
Yeah. All right, got about 40 seconds here. I'm still getting some items in here as we speak. About 30 seconds here. Yeah, I passed along your email. There's a friend, and I don't know how they came across it, if it was an inheritance or whatever like that, or a collection of baseball cards. They got like a whole bunch of them. So I gave them your email address. So
We'll find out today if your stuff got authenticated too.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, yesterday they came yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Have some cool sports memorabilia? Well, let's check in with Brandon Steiner, CEO of Collectible Exchange, to figure out what's it worth. Thanks to RomanoCars.com.
What's it worth with Brandon Steiner from Collectible Exchange? Phone number is 424-8599. Or if you can text, if that's easier for you, text into us at 605-8874. A couple items to run by you here in a moment, Brandon, but welcome. And I know last couple of days was busy for you. Last weekend was busy for you. Yesterday you were in, where were you yesterday now?
Well, I was in Savannah following up to the 65,000 people that were in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. I mean, what a show. The greatest show on earth. I mean, they just keep upping their game. I mean, what a phenomenal group. I'm just glad I'm like one spoke in the wheel, working on really trying to put together a really cool collectible line because the fans love these guys. They love this team. And then I think in a month, we'll launch in 2 more teams, the firefighters and the tailgaters. So I'll have 4 teams. So if you into that, I mean, I know Syracuse showed up strong when the Bananas were in town a couple of years ago, and hopefully they'll come back. But they're playing games in football stadiums and baseball stadiums, 21 of them. It's just fascinating. And, it's you never realize there's always room for a little more really good entertainment. And these guys can play too.
That's pretty cool. And 65,000. Do they have more venues like that lined up?
I think 2 more. I think they're playing at 2 more football stadiums, which is tricky. But they are, I think 2, maybe 3. I know that most of them are baseball stadiums, but I think there's 2 or 3 more football. And then, they have their regular schedule. They play the exhibitions. It's fascinating. And the players are good players. So there's a point in time and during the games, they're playing real baseball. They're playing some competitive baseball. So at the game on Saturday, they went into overtime, and it got really heated. It was pretty intense. I don't know what the story is as far as whether they win, if there's any kind of financial play there, who wins and this and that, because the game is not, you watch other, these kinds of games and maybe they know who's going to win, but it's not clear who's going to win these games.
It's not like the Globetrotters playing the Washington Generals.
Yeah, these games are very competitive, and there was no clowning around during some parts of it. It's interesting.
I played years and years ago as part of a promotion when the Harlem Globetrotters were in town. I played on, and they do it just they like a local media person for a game, and you're on that other team. Though in this case, it was the Washington Generals. So I sat on the bench, got in the game in the fourth quarter, and took 2 foul shots against I was 1 for 2 against the Harlem Globetrotters. So I had. And I want to say I might have given it to somebody, my Washington Generals game-used jersey. Did I make a mistake in giving my Washington Generals jersey away?
100%.
Oh, man.
I was at the Globetrotter warehouse in Arizona. They have all their stuff going back even to the 60s and maybe 70s. And so, that stuff, people collect the Globetrotter stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm not sure if they're as hot today as they were 20 years ago, but there are people that collect, the Curly Neals and, the fun stuff. And there's been some great Globetrotters when you look at the history of that team and some of the players that have played for the Globetrotters. I would have marketed that team differently over the last 10 years. I'm sure it's difficult, but because I think they're still doing pretty well, but I know that they get some TV games every now and then on the weekends. I see them, but I still think there's a bigger play there.
This year from
Opening day. It's coming soon. We can't talk about basketball on this station.
No.
Basketball, that's the round ball. You have the 2 hoops. I don't know. It's been so long since we played basketball in March. I don't know if I remember it, but I think the women and men's team, unless you can't fall off the floor. So next year is only 6 months away. We'll be right back at it.
It does take the interest just in the tournament in general. I didn't even do a bracket this year where, in past years, and, I'll watch a couple of the games here and there, but certainly not with the interest as when, our own team is good and in it. But how about
it's
this?
It's pathetic, I guess.
It is.
I got to sit here and watch St. John's. I don't know, some team. I don't know. That's what I'm doing.
New York's team. This one here, Garrett Crochet, the pitcher. It's a black signed jersey. Came through text.
Nice.
It's a black. So I don't know what the event was for, or
White Sox.
It's okay because he was I thought he was a Red Sox pitcher at one point, wasn't he?
Traded this offseason to the Red Sox.
There you go.
Nice. Well, you're probably going to have to find a real collector to buy that. But about $150 if that's a real jersey. I can't see the front of it, but it looks like it is.
I can't tell either from the picture, but whoever sent that in, if you want to provide a couple more details, we can maybe point you in a different direction.
And should get that authenticated.
How about this one? And this is from that same guy that had that awesome Formula One helmet the blue one that we talked about for a couple of weeks. He forwarded these along. This is what he promised, and there's their Daytona 500 tickets from 1998. It's the year that Dale Earnhardt won it, and they're all signed. And then he's got the signed program as well from the 98 Daytona 500 with
Who signed the tickets?
Dale Earnhardt.
Wow.
So those are the tickets.
How many autographs are on that? Can't see is if every one of those tickets autographed?
Yes, each one has Dale Earnhardt's autograph on it.
So for starters, I'd break that up and I would take every one of those ticket stubs with the photo. The four together are worth, I think, really good money, but I would do them individually because you only need one ticket stub, one autograph, and then a picture of the championship. And I would definitely, to me, those are easily worth about $300, $350 each. So you really have like $1,500 worth of tickets there rather than selling the four together.
We can't do anything until you respond
Wow,
to an email.
that's a pretty nice setup there. So what if that guy had the whole collection and also wanted to sell that autographed helmet and that stuff?
I want to sell that autographed helmet because I think that there's the unknown about how much we can get. But I know exactly where I want to sell that helmet, which would be at the Indy 500 race at the track, which I have a relationship with, and we do an auction there on that. That's what I would do. I think we get some pretty good money on it.
In the like the 10,000s range, like that.
In the thousands, definitely in the thousands. You don't know where it's going to go. That's why I'd want to sell it at the Indy 500, do it over 3 or 4 days, and then see where it goes. And maybe have a minimum reserve of a few $1,000s and see where it goes from there.
This from yesterday. We talked about it when it happened, but that 11-year-old kid in California opened up the baseball cards, and the Paul Skeens card was in there, signed with the little patch, the one of one. And it sold at auction yesterday for over $1 million. I think $1.1 million. Is that like a lot more than you thought it would go for, or is that?
It's the season tickets for a lifetime. That crap. It's a good scheme, good promotion. I don't know what that card is actually worth, but it was the Pittsburgh Pirates behind it and all the stuff that they were giving with the card. So these season tickets for a lifetime, which I don't know how many years they consider that to be. I didn't see the details of it. That's really where the value is, and I'm sure it's a pretty good value. And there's some other bells and whistles you got with it, plus the hype of buying the card. So if you had $1 million lying around, which I know you do, Gomez.
Sure.
You pick that up and you got season tickets for life, and then some of the other stuff that they were giving away with it.
Some of those items, Brandon, are maybe purchased by like a company or a restaurant or something like that, because even though it's a high price, they're going to get a lot of talk after the fact. And so is it kind of, for some of those guys, like a mathematical thing? It's like, I know it's $1 million, but people are going to be talking about this on the news and on media and on talk radio, and they get like $1 million worth of advertising out of it?
I think so. I think the PR and advertising is really where the play is, and I guess we'll see who bought it, if that's why they bought it. But, if you're a company in Pittsburgh, you get in season tickets, and then you're going to get your name, and then you'll showcase the card, and also $1 million you have floating around where you want some upside, get your name out there, get the impressions out there that your company exists, and it's worth it. You get $1 million worth of advertising and PR out of this. Yeah, it's a great promotion. The problem is it gives people the delusion that they have a chance to win that card, and that was literally a lottery ticket level to win that card.
The date of this happened a couple of days ago, but it was the anniversary of the date that Wilt Chamberlain had that game with 53 points, 32 rebounds, 11 block shots, whatever it might have been. That just kind of raised the question about Wilt Chamberlain memorabilia. Is that
so hot? Yeah, that's the hottest memorabilia, in basketball. Those ticket stubs go for 5 digits. Anything from that game goes for huge money. There's just something special about that game, and particularly that nobody was thinking about collecting anything. It makes it even more special.
How about the Boston Celtics were just sold for $6 billion. Now, does that does that have any effect on Celtics collectible stuff at all? Just a change in ownership?
Yeah, just a change in ownership, but it really has an effect of showing you that the NBA has international play here. It means that there's the upside on that team is more than just a really great franchise in America. It means that that league's probably going international, and it just means that one day, as we look at the Premier League, and you see the kind of numbers that go around for one of those teams, it means the NBA is not far behind, and that games will be watched internationally. The teams will probably play internationally. To have that kind of value, you would need to have incredible TV and incredible marketing and incredible branding. And the only other franchises I could see going for that kind of money are the Premier Soccer leagues, and I could see the NBA following those footsteps, especially with the new TV deals that they just did. And that's a big part of why these teams are going for so much money. If you look at the NBA TV deal that was just set up, the EBITDA just goes through the roof. The amount of profit now that these owners are now making before they even turn on the lights is really, really high number, and it's attractive to private equity. At least you're going to be making a lot of money. It's still an outrageous amount of money, don't get me wrong. But it's not like you're hoping to make some money and you're going to start piecing things together to get this thing profitable. These teams are incredibly profitable with an incredible upside.
Let's see, kind of an on this date deal, but Michael Jordan, when he was playing baseball on his date, was cut by the Chicago White Sox, and then that's when he ended up in the minors. Does Michael Jordan baseball stuff have value because it's him?
Everything Michael Jordan has value. I mean, probably the most collectible athlete of our time. No doubt. The baseball, the basketball, anything, sneakers, jerseys, anything he's worn. And his autograph has maintained incredible value too. Considering he hasn't played forever and a day, he is the GOAT. He's probably the number one. Him and Babe Ruth, those are the two number one and number two autographs of all time. And it's amazing, the fact that he's still living and his autograph value is incredibly high. Just the respect for him and his game and what it means, what his brand means, it's incredible, really.
Someone's sending along, they haven't sent it yet, but they have a March Madness Sports Illustrated cover in, it must have been like 2010 or 11, because Wes Johnson is on the cover of that Sports Illustrated for March Madness. They don't say if it's signed, but they're in the process of sending a picture along. Would something like that be of value, or just really to a Syracuse fan?
Really to a Syracuse fan, or Wes Johnson if you can find him. Really nice player, has had a great career in the NBA. But yeah, not a lot of value, about $35. But maybe Wes Johnson wants it, or a big Syracuse fan.
Okay, there's a. I remember when it came out there, but
yeah,
all right, well,
I remember too. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Last but not least, I know I'd forwarded a couple of items to you a few weeks ago there, Brandon. And what's the news here?
Well, we'll have it next week. You sent it in. You were very diligent. You had the Elvis Presley, which I'm really intrigued to make sure that's real, because it's so hard to find Elvis Presley autographs. And we'll get that news for next week. And then, by the way, if you have a collectible, you definitely need to email it in or bring it in, Gomez, because we're going to give away 2 Yankee tickets next week for a game. Yep, we're going to give away 2 Yankee tickets. And also, I may have a surprise guest on the air next Thursday as well, to celebrate opening day. So make sure you send it all. If you've got a collectible, send it in. You'll win a chance to meet this athlete. It's going to be a surprise. And then on top of it, we're giving away 2 Yankee tickets as well. So it'll be a big week next week. So buckle in. Send in your collectibles, send in your questions. Love to hear you. If you got some cards, some stuff under the bed, take it out. We'll help you figure out what it's worth and steer the right direction. Even you, Gomez, follow the directions, and you're going to see. I think you're going to be happy. We're going to sell your couple items and do really well.
Cool. Hey, Brandon, thanks a ton. We'll see you next week. Looking forward to it.
Have a great weekend. Listen, I'm sorry it's a tough weekend for everybody, but we'll get through this. And
we'll get through
November's right around the corner. See ya.
Thanks, Brandon. It's Brandon Steiner, Collectible Exchange. What's it worth? Every Thursday, and this case, Friday morning.
Gomez and Company on TK99 and TK105. Syracuse Classic Rock.
Hey, Central New York, it's time for that year-round vacation at your home. And how do they do that? A brand new spa from Liverpool Pool and Spa. If you are in the market for a new hot tub, do yourself a favor and stop into Liverpool Pool and Spa Hot Tub Supercenter in East Syracuse or Route 31 in Baldwinsville.
Relax with one of their highly trained wellness experts who have made the process simple and affordable with low payment options available.
Go see the #1 hot tub dealer in Central New York, Liverpool Pool and Spa. Folks, this is the best selection in Central New York with brand names like Vitamax Free Flow and the #1 selling spa nationwide, Hot Spring Spas. Liverpool Pool and Spa, a locally run company that is here before the sale, during the sale, and long after the sale. A company that has been catering to the needs of Central New York since 1986.
And don't just dream it, live it with a new spa from Liverpool Pool and Spa, Manlius Center Road in East Syracuse, Route 31 in Baldwinsville, and online at liverpoolpoolandspa.com.
Davidson Ford Pro has opened Central New York's only Ford Pro Elite Sales and Service Center, making them the region's commercial headquarters for Ford Super Duty. From F-250s all the way up to F-750s, Davidson has you covered, plus a full lineup of Ford Transit vans along with all the upfitting you need to make your commercial vehicle the most useful tool in your toolbox. Nobody does sales and service like Davidson Ford, but don't take my word for it.
Hi folks, I'm Mark Appleby, your commercial sales specialist at Davidson Ford Pro. Our team is focused totally on commercial sales and service, so you get a dedicated support rep. That's me, as well as a team of certified Ford service technicians. That's us.
Right now, Davidson has over 70 new Super Duty trucks and all-wheel drive transit vans available. So if you're looking to upgrade your fleet or just add to it, Davidson has you covered. Need commercial service? No problem. With 24 dedicated service bays, 76,000-pound lift capacity, and extended service hours, getting your truck fixed has never been easier. Book your sales or service appointment today at DavidsonFordPro.com. Davidson Ford.
Nice. We're your neighbors, friends, and your family. We care about our community, your business, and most important, you.
We support charities like the United Way, McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center, who are the members of IBW Local 43 and NECA Contractors. You don't just see our work, you live it. From the JMA Wireless Stone.
Alrighty then, folks. Yeah, send a pic. I'm sorry, and I didn't see all of the stuff there. So definitely next week, Matt, send in the jerseys. All right, then. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Back here on Monday. And then so long for now. Bye.